Hi, it's the Abstractionist. I'm here with, oh man, look, another video. So, I don't know which channel I'm actually going to put this one on, but let's just talk a little bit about, I had like a whole bunch of videos that I want to do. So I'm thinking, so welcome, I'm the Abstractionist. Let's just start on over. So this video I'm going to do why I like Neptune and I think where I'm going with the spiritual journey as regards to astrology. So my car is warming up. I'm getting ready to head to class. If you don't know, I'm a student for massage therapy, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so as far as astrology goes, I got into astrology after I got into tarot. Like, I've always been into astrology in that I've known my sun sign for a really long time. So I've known that. And then growing up, I would always read like the horoscopes and shit like that. So I haven't really been like disconnected from that way of thinking since I was like a teenager, basically. But how I got into astrology more was through my what I would call twin flame journey. I don't really call it that anymore. I just call it as an awakening kind of journey. So I got into tarot heavy. I'm still into tarot heavy. It's shifted a little bit. Tarot is a gateway drug, and I'll probably do a video on that eventually. But I got into tarot, like reading it and stuff like that. So this channel does have readings. I just kind of slowed it down because I have other stuff that I want to talk about. But astrology is becoming a bigger focus for me, just because I realized that looking at my chart, I could see like a lot of things, and I could see like myself. I could see my history with regards to like relationships, just relationships of all kinds, not just romantic. I could see my parents in there. I could see lessons that really have been the ones that I've needed to learn, or the ones that are difficult struggles, or like people coming in or anything like that, and just opening up myself to like the energies, feeling like different energies, you know, and then looking is like, is the moon full or something like that? Like, what is going on here? And so I've really like just come to enjoy all of that, what comes with all of that, because it's just one of those things where I get clearer on myself, and then I can get clearer on like events, and it's kind of growing to where I'm more larger scale and things like that. But that's the basics of how I got into it. Now where I'm going with it would be getting into different sorts of charts and different sorts of like astrology, different groups of astrology. So I'm not really big on Vedic astrology. I think that would take, that's a lot, and honestly I don't really jive with that path right now. I don't. I would really be interested in Chinese astrology because I took Mandarin for a year in college, so it kind of feels a little bit homier. There's something resonant about Chinese. It could be that I have a Chinese ancestor or something like that, but it just feels a little bit more resonant at the moment. Another form or branch or whatever you want to call it, I mean, Western definitely would be Uranian astrology. It's something that I came across as far as different ways of looking at the chart, or different ways of setting up the chart. So that's another one. I have this astrologer book that I got from Barnes & Noble, and it's discussing draconic astrology. So I might take a peek at that as well. And the reason why I'm going to take a peek of that is that after I took my Holy Fire 2 class. I was like meditating because I also took transcendental meditation, so I can do that as far as like practicing it, not teaching it. But I took that, and I had a meditation one day, and it was more like an eel in the classmate's body, and it was like kind of exercising out things that she needed released. But what I got from that was like more of a black dragon. In the vision, it came across more of an eel because it was like electric and all that kind of stuff. But in my mind, I felt like as I settled in on what was going on, a dragon actually came to. And so in my mind, I connect with a black dragon. Not because I'm black or anything like that, but that's just the color that came out. Like, I don't see gold, I don't see red, I don't see blue, I see black. And so I don't know about, other stuff, but that's where I'm going with that. So those are the things that I'm interested in with astrology as far as exploring and all this kind of stuff. Now, to the point why I fucks with Neptune and astrology and stuff like that. So I would consider Neptune as my real ruler in terms of, like, my chart is Mercury ruled because I'm a Virgo rising, but I feel like Neptune it's just the planet that seems to intrigue me the most. It seems to have a lot more of my lessons. Like, if I had to choose, Neptune would be the one that I would work with exclusively. And it's only because I have a lot of Neptunian / Piscean interplay, even though I'm a Cancer sun and I'm a Leo moon. But my Leo moon is in the 12th house. My 7th house is Pisces. My Saturn is in Pisces, which is typically ruling Capricorn. And then my and Aquarius, it typically rules Capricorn and Aquarius, and then traditionally, and then my Neptune is in Capricorn, which Neptune traditionally rules Pisces, so it's like that's kind of switch. And then my Uranus is in there with Capricorn with that Neptune as well, which is a traditional ruler of, with Saturn is a traditional ruler of Uranus. So it's kind of like I feel like I have a lot of Neptunian play with tinges of like Moon, Saturn, and Sun kind of things going on. But Neptune is just one of those planets where we talk about Pluto when it comes to exploring the self and transformation, and we talk about Uranus as far as unconventionality, and we talk about Saturn as far as growing up, but no one likes to talk about Neptune. And I think because Neptune is very confusing, Neptune is very illusory, it's very elusive, but I liken it to like eureka moments that don't stay, but they show up in various ways. And if you're not if you're clear enough, meaning you worked on yourself enough, you've worked on a lot of illusions that you had in your life, you'll be able to see things a lot clearer. I kind of think when I did my Reiki class just this past weekend about entity attachments, that a lot of that probably would be more about Neptunian energy, because the veil is thin and you kind of get into the planet. This is where you start getting into the planets where the veil feels a little bit thinner. So you're kind of dealing with here and then like the superimposed worlds, dimensions that rule, like supernatural or paranormal or something like that. And it can be very confusing to walk in this world and then be feeling and experiencing other things. And so it's kind of like Uranus, but it's a little bit it's like Uranus. Let's go back. It's like Uranus in that you get a lot of insights, but it's not like Uranus in that there may be an obsessive quality or a straight and narrow, very focused intention and action-oriented path that Uranus would take. Mainly because they're trying to get it out to the masses and they have an idea that this will help humanity at large. I don't think that Neptune is really about society at large, even though it's a planet that is more generational. I kind of feel like it's more of a planet that's, if you really want to know the self, if you want to know the microcosm to know the macrocosm, I think Neptune, I feel like I'm shouting at y'all, Neptune would be an excellent planet. I feel like if you really wanted to know that stuff, you would really enjoy it. Like, you would enjoy working with it because it gets you to the core, I think, of the base human emotions, human motives, reasons for being stuck, reasons for being elated, reasons for being, I feel like you can get to the root cause of it more than with like Saturn, because Saturn is more about your individuation and your ability to work in this world and things like that, and Neptune can help with that, but it's more about transcending limits. And this is where like my ideas on identity come in, because everybody wants to consolidate identities, or they want to have an identity that's like the least offensive. And the thing about working with identity and transcending is that you have to have an identity to transcend anything, because what are you fighting for then? It's like, an example would be a gay activist who doesn't accept and own that he is gay. Like, how would you ever be able to do any activism if you never accepted who you are? The question Neptune will ask you is, why don't you accept who you are? And it usually comes down to some singular thing, shame. That's often, Neptune is also this linked to your body and your ability to be home in your body, moving and shifting in your body, moving. If you have an auric field, do you shift slightly out of your body? Are you a little bit dissociated? Things like that. It's very mind, body, spirit. I think it's one of the few planets that really takes into consideration mind, body, and spirit. It's not just concerned with the physical. It's helping you to explore that, but also the metaphysical. It's helping you explore. It's very multi-layered, multifaceted, multidimensional. And I kind of just think that people just say it's about illusions and deception and your blind spot. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I should get some books on Neptune. But I fucks with Neptune, I think, because I'm a Cancer sun, Cancer Mercury. My Mercury opposes Neptune conjunct Uranus, and then I have all the Piscean influence, 12th house influence. So I'm very comfortable with it, because I know that it's a lot about my growth. So that's kind of what I wanted to get out. I think I will do some more readings on Neptune and things like that, but that's where I am right now with my shit. So I hope you enjoyed this like quick video. I know it's kind of mismatched and shit like that, but yeah, that's kind of where I am. And also I have to go to class, so there's that. But thanks for watching. I'll post more videos. Right now my schedule is just whenever the fuck I feel like it. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you took something from this. All right, bye.